So, what happens if a command station gets deleted by the AI? Well, first you're going to be in a lot of negative energy, and if AJEA reacts fast enough and has the capacity to do it, then you will immediately be out of the brownout zone. But right now, of course, this warning is red because, yeah, we are using more metal than we are producing on simply keeping our energy. If the amount of metal that we have is insufficient, that is to say, I think I can artificially do this. No, apparently I cannot. For some reason we are still gaining metal. I have no idea how. Oh, the civilians are repaying us. Okay. We should be able to... Oh no, we should not be able to build more converters. This is kinda weird because... Yeah, we would have to wait all of this off before it shows. But to put things in a simple term, if you are using so much energy and converting so much that your metal is starting to go into the negative, the converters should turn off. And if you are in a brownout, however you manage to do that, then you will also get stop doing anything until it has enough metal so that if it builds the converters, it can sustain their production at least until the brownout ends. That's not terribly tested, but I'm pretty certain it works. Then again, it's very difficult to even get into a brownout. Like, you would have to completely fail your economy for this to happen. At which point, you are screwed anyway. So there is not much more else to say about AJEA, but yeah, this is what it does, and it saves you a lot of time. Oh, hang on. I forgot something important. I also wanted to show what happens when you install the micro mod collection. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Let's reload this. Because the micro mod collection has energy converters, which turn your energy into metal. And AJEA can use this to further optimize your economy. And apparently we have an exception pop up. Okay. Why is this happening? Weird. I will have to investigate. I will get back to you guys once I actually did that. Hang on. Alright, I have fixed the bug. It was a fairly small and simple thing. Apparently when... I don't know why it only happens here, maybe because it's an object or, well, a game entity from a mod, but when it is spawned in, the first instance of calculating, if you're doing it too fast, apparently it has no mark data field set automatically in the fleet membership. Kinda annoying, but easily worked around, and with no detriment to the game, or the speed, or anything else, at least no visible detriment. So, now that we have the ability to convert our excess energy into matter, we can literally min-max everything we want out of our economy, which often ends up with the civilians getting fed metal for days. Right now you see we are spawning in with a lot of these converters that are getting bounced back and forth as our energy needs increase or decrease and as these values recalculate. But it stabilizes, and it's not a lot of metal wasted, especially considering that each and every one of those 8 converters right now is giving us 200 metal per second and costing 50k energy. You can also see this value here. And right now, as we are building up our fleets, the number of converters is going to decrease. If we just accelerate this with my favorite chip, it will automatically delete one of these each and every single OMO that we are building. Until we are balanced, and then it will start building converters, however many are needed. That's basically all, but with the micro mod collection, one should also note that if you scale up your economic tech, you are also going to increase your... I don't know, why does it not show? Hypothetically, it should show. But it also increases the energy converters. I'm not sure why they are not included here. Who cares? If I look at the values right now, the metal converters at the moment, well, not at the moment, but on purpose, are slightly nerfed at the start, because for the same amount of metal, they only give you 40,000 instead of 50,000 energy. But if we rank up our economic tech,
construction facilities nearly depleted,
then instead of getting 200, we're getting 225 metal per 50k energy. And here we are now getting 45k energy per 500 metal. And this scales up to, if my calculations are correct, being able to convert, say, 1000 units of metal into energy and back, and getting 998, is it right? No, 980 metal back. So if you convert something into energy and then convert it back into matter, there's a 2% loss, which, if that was possible in real life, that would, wow, it would be insane. I couldn't even imagine what would happen at that point, to be honest. But this is how the economic tech and orbital mining tech scale up your converters if you have the micromod collection installed. And it is designed to work in conjunction with AJEA, but AJEA is just fine working without it. Like, if you install the micromod collection, you're going to have to bump up the AI difficulty by 1, I think. But again, as I said at the start, I'd rather bump up the AI difficulty than playing with manual economy management. And on this note, as far as my Let's Play is concerned, where I am trying to beat it, I think I'm more than overdue for a status update. I basically played this up to the conclusion, and the result was we crushed the AIs, and then the Dark Zenith and Dark Spire crushed literally everything else. There was no way that I would be aware of to win, other than, of course, cheating. And I didn't really like it. There were a couple of roadblocks the AI still had for us, even though both AIs were defeated. For example, if you lose a command station, the AI is going to send an exostrike, except for that exostrike will never move. It will simply spawn at a planet and blockade the planet if too many spawn. But I lost a lot of command stations, and the AI started blocking a pretty major world that was in the middle of my usual travel routes. So that was kinda nutty. Next, the AI hacking responses also still spawn, even though the AI has, in theory, no more reason to even remotely care about this galaxy. It's been defeated here. It either would bring a huge force with it to reconquer the entire galaxy, or just not care about it anymore. At least that's as far as I'm concerned. So I have taken the liberty of programming the game in such a way that when all the AIs have been defeated, no longer will the Shark... what was it? Shark A or Shark B? I'm not entirely sure. It will no longer spawn exo waves, and it will also no longer spawn hacking responses. Additionally, I made a lot of gameplay mistakes by vastly underestimating the Dark Zenith and the Dark Spire. And I wasn't satisfied with the conclusion. And since I recorded some, I think it was close to 5.5 hours in one session. By the end of it, I was rather sick of it all, and that probably affected my playing. So, long story short, I really didn't like the footage produced in there. Which is why, with these changes, with AJEA, and with hopefully better skills in fighting the Dark Zenith, I intend to load an earlier save and continue the playthrough. We are most certainly going to crush the AIs even easier, but we might just hold off on that and try to get away with everything in the galaxy that we can get away with. Maybe even activate the Fallen Spire and start scaling up, because the AI is pretty much the only force that can even remotely do anything against the Dark Alliance. Whether we will survive until the AI starts hitting them with enough power so that they are matching their firepower and the Dark Zenith are no longer expanding, Whether we will simply be a bit of collateral damage in that huge war, that's going to remain to be seen. But yeah, that's the plan for the Let's Play that I had started, and I intend to finish it, and I intend to publish it, but not the sort of bad ending unless people specifically want it, because that would be a lot of work and it would also take a lot of time to upload. Yeah, so that's everything. Oh, also, I suggest that you effectively retire the energy warning threshold. Because let's be honest, nothing here matters even remotely anymore if you have AJEA installed. Well, that's another thing to no longer worry about. So until the time comes where I have the both time and motivation to continue that playthrough, I hope I will maybe be able to do this automatic adjustment of the AJEA value. It would certainly be nice and get a little extra juice out of your economy. And if that time comes, when I continue, I hope to see you in the viewers. Until then, have a good day.